Alright guys, who's representing? I don't know, they're all barking elsewhere. What are we working on? It's Derby week. So we have controversy, and we have a story to tell. Does anybody give a shit? I don't know. You can call me full of shit, but I'm going to tell you how it came down, aside from the fact that a lot of people don't know the whole story. So, let's go for a walk first, because this is my proof and I'll talk while I'm walking. So, rules have changed a bunch. With the 76, I started building. For those of you that watch, I want to say the last run that I made with the car was at the fairgrounds in Prescott Valley here, but it might have been the one of the Camp Verdes where I took it and it got folded up like a taco, and I got Mad Dog money with it. So this other car is known, and I kind of joke about it being my proof. And I got yelled at yesterday, or at least grumbled at, saying the guy that put on the event that this ride was built for was favorable to me. Now, after this thing had been run and beat and run, Chili Chill's representing. We beat on the trunk. We did all the typical derby stuff, but it brought up a couple of questions. Now, Flagstaff, you had two options: rebar or 2-inch by whatever, minimum 6 inches. Now remember, I said minimum. Now, Camp Verde rules and the Prescott Valley rules were either the same or similar, because I got to run this car there. Y'all might remember it. Ran it for Finley Toyota. And if you'll notice, every seam on this car is tightened up. Did it make it any structurally sounder? I don't know, but for a 80s car, yeah. Now, they mixed us. This was definitely a stock car. You can tell by my roll cage and everything. But that hit right there was from a modified car. Now, could a stock car hit me that hard and bend that? Maybe. But they'd have had to hit me a lot harder. I believe the question mainly right now exists on the creasing. Another thing, old rules versus new rules. They really didn't like the halo bars originally, but more so, you could not notch your back frame. Dimple it, you couldn't mess with it. And actually, Flagstaff had a neat feature that when you came with the new car, when this car went originally, I had not beat it, I had not tucked it, I had not wrapped anything for safety. Oddly enough, all the things that should have been. I never did the driver's door tuck on that one. Just tried to hold this old girl together, and I guess if I was in a bind, I could probably stretch it out and bring it back, but it's hurt, and it was in the process of hurting me. Plus, we got this Caddy. This is another 80s. Exactly, it was a twin to that one that we might run in the future. I mean, it's here for a derby car. And then stashed back there is a green beast that ought to be good. Anyway, so, past, you couldn't notch the frame in the back to get it to fold. You couldn't roll the trunk in. You were allowed 2-inch by, I forget how thick, strapping on pretty much all your seams. So I had this car in the garage, the 76. I had it about 80% build. Wanted to run it in stock class. That was always the intent. Had checked with, I don't know which officials from where, but they said creasing was no big deal. I'm here to say that while it looks pretty and might stiffen it up a little bit, I can probably hit this thing anywhere with the sledgehammer and bend it really easy, and that might be one of my proving points. But what we're doing today, and I should have put it on the thing, but the guy wants me to cut it like here, here, up here. Originally, he was sounding like he was talking all the way down through, all the way down through here. But now we're down to like some gashes. I might not be able to do much with that. But the very first thing I'm going to do, and we're all set up, and this is Derby Tech. For any of you guys out there that are building a car, this is after the crashing. But basically, took a piece of tube, slid it over to high lift jack, Boom, boom, boom. We're on the inside. What am I up to? I'm going to try and decrease as opposed to crease. So I got the thing set up. We're going to land you. We're going to push on it a little bit. I'm trying to keep videos short, but I want people to see what's going on. Two different reasons. Number one, it really sucks to get caught in a position like I'm in right now, because the other catch about it was, and why I haven't demoed or been there in a minute, I got squished. And when I got squished, it kind of took all the play out of me. So this car has set 3 years. It was started before the last event at Preston Fairgrounds. So I'm just going to keep moving my jack setup around. I'm pushing kind of hard, so I'm arching it. And if I can't push hard enough with that, I got a porta power. But what I'm going to try and do, either from inside or outside, is push a whole bunch of this back out. If I got to cut it, I got to cut it, but I don't think it's really fair. Maybe. I mean, I can see where, you know, I've tightened it up on the structure. The car is not cheated. The box is welded to the body. I haven't even tightened up the body mounts on this one. I didn't notch it, what I had did prior, because it was gray area, which don't get caught in the gray areas, guys. They suck. Anyway, I heated it and dimpled it. You couldn't, in past shows, Camp Verde included, they didn't want you to notch this. So, again, changes. I'm going to pause you. I'm going to reset my rig, and we're going to push again. And we'll take you along until I screw up and shut the video down. I need to pick up on it here so I can slide my jack, and I was kind of barring on it, and it's like, it ain't moving. Why ain't that moving? It ain't that tight. So to get the wrap, roll, whatever, I cut it loose, and I grabbed it with the chain, and I took my come along and went inside and just pulled it through. I could have stuck the winch line from one of my rigs inside it, whatever, but this was slow and controlled. Anyway, we're going to back that off. Then we'll adjust to make a pull or push. Okay, I wonder if I flipped this upside down. Anyway, instead of fighting with that, I did turn it loose, but I flipped my jack around. So let's see. Let's sit back over here for a minute. It's starting to get good movement, I think. This side's actually coming out a little bit better. The other thing that might happen is it might get some washers or holes drilled in it, and we slide hammer it or hook onto it with the winch and pull. The top creases, not much I can do about it. The rest of this shit, I think I can push it out. We're going to give it a good go. I don't want to push any more here because I've started to separate, which means I'm going to have to probably put some bolts in it. Can't weld it, they don't like welding, so we're going to move, get up on the top side of that brace right now, hole right there on each side, and push. Actually, I'm going to stay on the brace here, we'll push up there. Hang with me. Alright, back to pushing a little bit. We've readjusted. This is a cheap man's porta power, by the way, but it works. So we're going to do our best here. Come what may, we want to come play Saturday. And we have worked really, really hard on this car over time. And it was weird. It was telling me it didn't want to run before because it kept overheating. And I still don't know 100% why. Might have been the water pump, I'm not sure. All right, folks. I'm just going to keep pushing for the moment with the jack and that, and we'll see what we can do. I guess, how many minutes are we in? We're 11. We'll pause it one more time. I'm going to get a couple pushes in, and I'll bring you back and show you what I got. Might take the big hammer to the inside too. Gotta love running a hammer, but you got to be able to do it with both hands, left and right way. When I say big hammer, don't look big, does it? It's a monster. Back in a minute. Okay, have we made any progress? Hell, I don't know. We definitely got some pressure on stuff. Again, like I said, this side ain't gonna be too bad. So what I just did is, let me set you up. You find demolition derby tools in the weirdest places. So I gotta get in here and straighten it out. I can either bolt or weld this back together. I got at least one spot in the wheel well up in here where it's separated that I'll bolt it because they get mad about welding shit back together. But I took my seam buster. This is a log splitter, believe it or not. Kind of got a sharp edge. Anyway, I got in here. I hammered on it, opened it up, spread it out a little bit. Like I said, this is kind of a handy derby tool. Got it open it up, get a bar down in there. You will see on the video, I can't. And if I do this, I'm in y'all's way. But I feel like I'm trying to work it out with jack stands. Anyway, but so we're just gonna, like I said, as much as possible. Worst case scenario, like a pre-run car, right? And again, we will see what the powers that be say. I'm gonna get a hold of it either here, here, and here and pull on it or push on it. I might, because it's outside, have to pull on it. Same with here and here. Bottom side, I can get the jack in. If I got room to work the handles, I can push this out. That ain't too bad. That, maybe, we'll see. So, all right, guys. Fucking huck. I say fucking huck. At it again. We're going to try and get this thing done one way or the other so we don't have to cut it to pieces. Because like I said, we've backed it up. We've done a bunch. So, alright guys. Comments, opinions. Again, does it make any stronger? Initially, it may be a little bit. But I guarantee you when you hit it with the car, it ain't going to matter. It's nice because these older Cadillacs, and you need to be looking for these, the front ends are steel. This thing's also been weakened majorly. You can see where it's split apart there, split apart there. So the amount that I have weakened the car should compensate for the amount that we have not weakened the car. So again, I hope to see y'all at the Derby. I'm going to probably post 2 or 3 more. We got lots to do. Our OG fuel tank was rusted out, so we can't use that. One more thing, right? We got to change the shifter, the steering, the brakes, but we got everything. We just got to do it. So, all right, guys, do all them things you do. Thank you for hanging out this long. And again, if you got any opinions, good, bad, or otherwise, hit me with them comments. I'm curious.